This is Ain't Talking About Love by Van Halen. We're going to start out by tuning up. He's tuned about one whole step lower than standard tuning. And what we're going to do is just tune to my guitar here. Let's start with the low E string, the 6th string. Next we have A, the 5th string. Then we have D, the 4th string. After that we have G, the 3rd string. Next B, the 2nd string. And finally the high E, the 1st string. So now that we're tuned up, let's get started. I think we'll start with the first riff to the song. Okay, here's a close-up shot of the left hand for Ain't Talking About Love. As I said earlier, we're going to have an A minor chord shape right here on the 1st and 2nd frets. That's 1st finger here on 1st fret 2nd string, 3rd finger on 2nd fret 3rd string, and 2nd finger on 2nd fret 4th string. Now, we have our first 5 picked notes, and then here's where we flop our first finger over to get the next 3 notes. And by the way, you can probably see that these 2 fingers have stayed in place the whole time. Flop. Next we're going to bring our 3rd finger up here to 3rd fret. For those 2 notes, notice how I bar it, and then here, 2nd finger 3rd fret, bend on the 5th string, hammer, and back to our riff. And by the way, this bend here, you want to hold the bend just for a little bit as he plays it. What you don't want to do is this. I see a lot of my students do that. I don't know why they put the vibrato in there, but Van Halen isn't using vibrato in it. No, he's merely bending it like that. So one more time, we're going to go. Flop, 3rd, riff, bend. And there's the breakdown for the left hand. Okay, now we're going to take a nice close look at the right hand. All the notes are muted. And the way you achieve that is you use the heel of your hand to kind of brush across the strings as you play the notes. And it creates that kind of an effect. Just like that. And you can probably hear that delay once again. That gives the notes the effect that they're being sustained when they're really not. They're really muted. Really good effect on the part of Van Halen. So here it is slowly. We're going to go 5th string, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 1st, 1st again, 2nd, 3rd, 1st, 2nd, and then our riff. 6th, 5, bent, 5th again, and then a hammer to the 5th. One more time. So there we have it, a close-up of the right hand for you for the intro. let's move along to the next part of the intro, which is also the chorus, by the way. Here we go. This is the second half to the intro of Aint Talking About Love. I'm going to go through and play it a couple times for you, and so you can get a feel for how it looks and sounds. And by the way, it's almost exactly the same as the chorus. So we're going to kind of learn two things at once here. Okay, let's tear this apart for a minute here. On right hand, it's all downstrokes, so don't worry so much about my right hand because it's all downstrokes. On left hand, things are a little trickier. And we'll do a close-up shot of the left hand too in a minute so you can get a closer look at that. It all starts on the A minor chord we learned earlier. And what we want to do here is really emphasize the lower three strings of the chord, those being the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings. This string doesn't so much matter. In fact, it'll sound kind of awkward if you hit that one too hard. So we want to focus on these. You could almost just play it with one finger if you wanted to. Chord after that is going to be what I like to call the rock and roll G chord or the metal G chord. Your second finger is going to go on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. You're going to mute the 5th string with the edge of your second finger so you don't get any sound out of it. And then play both the open 4th string and open 3rd string. And kind of leave it at that. So what we have so far is this. Next, we're going to strike the 3rd fret 6th string. We're going to leave our second finger there. Then bounce it over to 3rd fret 5th string with a bend in there. Now with the right hand here, we want to do what's known as an artificial harmonic. And what I'm doing here is I'm kind of hitting the strings simultaneously with my pick and with the skin of my thumb to produce this extra harmonic. And it gives it a little more bite. Now on the recording, Van Halen has some phase going too, which gives a little more bite to it, kind of like that. But we're kind of using clean sounds right now just so you can hear the notes better, with the exception of the delay, which we kind of need to actually make it sound like the song. So the way you produce that thing, see how I'm using the skin of my thumb, and you kind of have to find the right spot in the string. As you move your right hand along the string, you see you can find all sorts of different sounds and harmonics. In fact, that can be a pretty cool trick to do just to make some goofy sounds and stuff like that. Anyway, back to the topic. The harmonic key strikes, if you're using a guitar with 24 frets, is just about 1.5 centimeters away from the end of the neck. So that's where to look for it, and if you can't find it like that, then use the trick I just showed you. Move your fingers around the string to find that harmonic until you hear it. Okay, so after you get that note, we're going to go to 2nd fret 5th string with your 1st finger, and then hammer to 3rd with your 2nd finger. So that whole riff looks like this. So what we have so far is this. And then we're going to do this again here. And then this little whammy bar climb. And what I'm doing there is I'm starting on the 1st fret with my 1st finger, depressing the whammy bar and releasing it. Go to 3rd fret after that. This is all on the 2nd string. Then to 5th. And then slide up to 8th. Now he doesn't pick each note, he actually does that, but you can see how when I play it slow, we lose our sustain on the second string. So we kind of have to pick them just for demonstration purposes. So that's how you do that little riff, and then it's back to this again. And then we're going to bring our third finger up to the 8th fret on the 3rd string, bend it just a hair, and then throw the whammy bar in there. And what I'm doing here is depressing it and letting it go a couple times. So when we throw the whole thing together, it looks like this. I'll do that one more time for you. So there we have it. Let's do a quick close-up of the left hand. Okay, here's the chorus to the song. Before I even play it along with it, I'm just going to let you know that it's the exact same thing we did in the second half of the intro, this little thing here. Except here there's no fills or anything. It's just that riff played 4 times. I'll play it along with the music here so you can see it. Here we go. This is the solo to the song. I'm going to demonstrate it for you a couple times and then. Okay, this whole thing starts on the 5th fret with your first finger on the 2nd string, and we're going to also strum the open 1st string. I've got some effects on it here I'm going to take off. Van Halen uses a lot of phase, but we're not going to put the phase in there right now because it's hard to hear the notes well. So we're going to do it without one of the effects just so you can hear it a little better. Like I said, first finger, 2nd string, 5th fret, along with the open string. And then we're going to slide that up to the 8th, just like this. And then we're going to slide it up to the 10th and do some tremolo picking. Now, tremolo picking is when you basically pick as fast as you can with your right hand. There's no specific count of how many times you need to play it. You just need to feel it and pick it as quick as you can. So we're going to go. And then 3rd finger on 12th fret, 2nd string. So you're going to find most of the solo is on the 2nd string. And then a little whammy bar thing. Think about the tips I gave you for the whammy bar earlier. In this case, we're just pressing it down and releasing it. Second time through is almost the same as the first. Up to this point. Then we're going to move our 3rd finger up to the 13th. And then back down to the 12th. And then we're going to go to 8th fret and slide down to 5th. Kind of the opposite of what we did before, and the whole time we're hitting this open string as well. So what we have so far is this. And then for the 3rd part of the solo, we're going to use our first finger, just like we did before, climb the neck. And this time we're going to go all the way up to the 13th. Slide it up to 17th, back to 13th, 17th, slide to 19th. Pick it twice. So we have this. And then we're going to end it with this lick up here, which is played 5 times. And here's how we do this lick. We start with our second finger on the 19th fret of the 3rd string, then go to 1st finger of 17th fret, 2nd string, hammer to 20th fret, also 2nd string, pull back to 17th fret, and then it all starts again. Just like this. And it happens about this fast. And then we're going to bend the 19th fret on the 3rd string. First time we've used the 3rd string. Release it. Pull to 17th, also 3rd string. Like so. And then whammy bar, open G string, which is the 3rd string. Depressing the whammy bar. So that whole looks like this. And that does it for the solo. I think it's Van Halen's easiest solo ever. Good luck with that. Let's do a close-up of the left hand so you can see a little better. Okay, here's a close-up of the left hand for the solo. Basically, it's like I said before, we're just going to slide from 5th to 8th, then to 10th, tremolo pick, 12th, whammy bar, all the same so far, up to 13th, back to 12, and then 8 slide to 5. After that, we have the same thing, all the way up to 15th, 13, 15, 17, and then our lick up here. And then our bend. And then our whammy bar. So we'll do that one more time up close for you. So there we go. There's a little close-up of the left hand. I hope that helped you out a little bit. Let's move along. Okay, here's the bridge to the song. I'm going to demonstrate it once for you, and then we're going to learn it note by note. This one's almost identical to the verse, so it shouldn't be hard to pick up. We'll breeze right through it. The notes are sustained, not muted, and we're going to use a clean tone instead of the distorted tone. Here we go. So there it is, played along with the music. Let's dig in. Like I said earlier, it's just about the same as the verse. So if you have the verse down, what we're going to do, instead of muting the notes, we're just going to sustain them. And instead of playing these 2 notes together here, we're going to play them individually, starting on the 1st string. And then throw in the open 3rd string. So we have the same as the verse. These notes individually. And then after that, we're just going to throw in our little riff down here. And then we're back to so there's the bridge. The next part up, there's some effects and harmonics, so we're going to get into that now. Okay, now that I've demonstrated the bridge, let's go ahead and zoom in on the left hand a little bit and take a closer look at it. Basically, this whole thing is harmonics. You produce a harmonic by placing your finger right even over the fret, but not pressing down, and then plucking the string. Right now I'm on the 5th fret harmonic on the 4th string. Normally we would fret the note. When we do a harmonic, we don't press down and we place our finger right over the fret. Now the first segment of notes is on the 5th fret. We're going to go 4th string, 3rd string, and then 2nd string. Next we're going to move up to 7th fret, 3rd string, and then we're going to use our pinky on the 12th fret on the 2nd string. So what we have here in the first segment is this. Next, for the second segment, we're going to do the same thing we just did except for backwards, at least on the 5th fret. We're going to go 2, 3, 4, move our 3rd finger up to the 7th fret, 4th string, then 3rd finger, 7th fret, 2nd string, then move it up to 12th fret on 2nd string, then 12th fret on 3rd string. So for the second segment it looks like this: 5 on 2nd string, then on 3rd string, 4th string, 7th 4th string, 7th 2nd string, 12 2nd string, then 12 3rd string. Third segment is going to be back on 5th fret. This is probably one of the easiest segments of it. It's going to go like this: 4, 3, 2, 2 again, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4. And the last segment is just going to go 4, 3, 2. So when we put it all together, we get this. First segment, second segment, third segment, and fourth segment. One more time. First segment, second segment, third segment, and fourth segment. So there we have the second half of the bridge to the song. Let's move along to our next section. Okay, this is the other sound in the bridge that I kind of want to cover on its own away from the harmonics, because it's got a lot of flange on it and some delay too, and in order to make it sound right, you need to use those effects. It's the part that sounds like this. And you can probably hear the flange in the background as I'm speaking, just a little bit. So what we're doing here is we have an A minor chord, and then we mute a little bit with the heel of our hand here with our right hand as we play the chord. And you got to strum it really fast, and it gives it that effect. I'll play it along with the music once for you. I won't play all the little harmonics and things like that because I want you to hear this a little better. And then we can put it all together after that. So that's how you do that little number. In the beginning demonstration of the bridge, I actually do them both at once. So if you want to see how they fit together, just watch the beginning demonstration, and you'll see what it looks like to put it all together. There we go. That's about it for the bridge. Let's move along. This is the end of Aint Talking About Love. Let's do it note by note. The whole thing starts on our A minor chord. You really want to accentuate the lower three notes of the A minor chord. These three. It almost sounds like an A like that. Next we're going to do a power chord on the 2nd fret, which is 1st finger, 5th string, 2nd fret, 3rd finger, 4th string, 4th fret, and pinky 4th fret, 3rd string. Then we're going to move that same chord shape up to the 3rd fret. So what we have so far. Next we're going to play an open E. And then the 3rd fret on the open E. Then we're going to bring our 1st finger back over to 5th string, 3rd fret. Then slide it down to 2nd fret, 5th string. So that little lick looks like this. And there's a little pick slide, just a little one up here, in between those two sections. So it's going to look like this. Little pick slide. Again. Little pick slide. Then we're going to go back to A minor. To 2nd fret again, and then a low E string, the 6th string, with a whammy bar dive. So our second part looks like this. One more time. So what we've got so far is this. And then we're going to do the same thing as we did the first time again. And then end it on this chord here, which is actually a sharp 9 chord, up on the 7th fret. And the fingering for this one goes 2nd finger, 7th fret, 5th string, 1st finger, 6th fret, 4th string, 3rd finger, 7th fret, 3rd string, and pinky 8th fret, 2nd string. Note by note it sounds like that. After that one we're going to put in a big whammy bar dive, 6th string. Bring it back up. Slide our pinky down to the 7th fret, and this is going to be our ending chord. And then we slide that down. So that second part of the last part again goes like this. So there it is, note for note. I'll do a zoom in of the left hand for you so you can get a better look at that now. Okay, here's a zoom in of the left hand for the last part of Aint Talking About Love. By the way, all of the right hand strokes are downstrokes, so we're not really going to do a zoom of the right hand for that reason. We don't really need to. Starting with our A minor chord that we discussed earlier, power chord. Power chord slid up. Our riff. A minor. Power chord. Whammy bar dive. Then we do the power chord, or A minor chord again rather. Slide it up. Same riff. And then our E sharp 9 chord. which again, now that you can see it a little better, is 2nd fret, 5th string. I'm sorry, forget about that. It's going to be 7th fret, 5th string, 6th fret, 4th string, 7th fret, 3rd string, and pinky on 8th fret of the 2nd string. Then followed by a whammy bar dive. Then we're going to slide our pinky down here to 7th fret and end it by sliding that chord. I'll do it one more time for you so you can see the whole thing again. So there we have it, a left-hand close-up of the ending.